Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be working on the card kit from Simple Stories. And this card kit is called, hold on. I love these card kits. If you haven't guessed by now, they're probably some of my favorite card kits that are on the market. This one is called Hearth and Holiday. It's like the, what's it called? You know, your fireplace hearth. And this is all that comes in it. So you get card bases, you get all the individual pieces, you get some chipboard, and you get some die cuts. And then, of course, the instructions. So whenever I'm starting, I grab 2 cards, because I always do them 2 at a time, because there's 8 total. So for the card series, you'll see 2 of the cards for each of the weeks. So we're going to start with the first 2. And all I do is I go through reading each of the steps and I gather all the pieces that we're going to need to put together. And with this particular kit, the base paper, it covers the entire card front, right? So there's not much you have to line up as far as putting it on. You just put it straight down to the page and then you build up on top of that. I don't put it down as I go. I collect everything first and then I put it all together. So right now I'm grabbing my pieces out, and if there's any little nubs, just grab your distress tool or like an embry nail file, or I got this sanding block from Kaiser Craft a long time ago, and I use that to kind of smooth out my edges. Okay, and then on this part, I'm grabbing the postage stamp, because that's where our Santa is going to go. And I had my cards actually right here. Where did I put them? Here they are. Yeah, Santa's going to go there. So we're pulling him out. And then it also says something about the tag, so we're going to grab that out. And then the next piece I want to say is one of the twigs over here on the side. And I was trying to look because it looked like there was pieces that were connected to it, but I didn't want to be pulling the wrong piece, so I was kind of double checking it wasn't supposed to be a chipboard piece or something like that. But I got one of the pieces out. And then we're going to use the 25 of the chipboard. And that's card 1. I put it with the card base. And we're going to put it down there at the bottom. So let's start grabbing card number 2. I find if you grab all the pieces and elements that you need, when it's time to, put it together, it's really easy because you don't have to go looking for anything. You have all your stuff pulled out, giving you a basic idea of, how the card is going to go. We're going to grab this large sentiment, which is really nice. It says, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So that's going to go on the card front. We have the potted tree. And then we're looking, I think on the chipboard, we have a flower and the deer. And then 2 of the hearts. And with these kits, you can do so many different things. You can pop up items if you want. You can give it lots of dimension. It's really up to you. For the most part, I keep mine basically flat. And then I like to do things like add splatters, right? You guys saw on the last card kit, I added splatters. Well, no surprise to you, but I'm going to be doing it again, okay? But let's start putting this all together. And I'm trying to move some things out of my way. And sorry. I don't know why all of a sudden, every time I go to start my voiceover, all of a sudden I got a yawn. It's so crazy. But with the glue gun here, sometimes I find because I don't like to put the lid on and off all the time, I'm using one of the pins from the art glitter glue, and it works. It definitely does help, but sometimes you do have to kind of like clean it out because it dries really strong in there, and it prevents the glue from coming out sometimes. So now we got our 2 first layers that we picked down. Now we're going to put down the poached stamp. Now this stamp is where our Santa Claus figure is going to be glued down to. It almost makes it look like a postage stamp, actually. Even though we know it's 2 pieces. Okay, just readjusting. That's where that sentiment's going to go. Go ahead and get that glued down. And I always use wet glue with my tape. I like that it's adhering really well, and it gives me that little bit of wiggle room. So we still got our placement for Santa. And for the twigs, I'm not going to put Santa down first. I'm going to put the twigs down first. Try and get them in a position. And then put Santa down. And really, you could use foam. You could use squares, foam, whatever you have in your stash to give like Santa a little pop if you wanted to give it some dimension. I'm just gluing them straight down. And then the little bit of dimension on our card front is going to be the 25 for the date. The 25th of December. Okay, so we're just going to use some more glue. So you can see here, sometimes I just gotta put that little pin through a few times and then it loosens it up and the glue starts to come out. Alright, and then once we get that placed down, I'm not sure if I do it right away here, if we do them both at the end. I think I may do it at the end. Oh no, I grabbed it. Okay, so we're going to do some of our splatters, okay? So on this first one, I think I wound up pulling the antique linen by accident. I didn't mean to. I was only going to do white and gold, but this one did wind up getting a third color. Another color that would be good is, because I know it just came out, is it Rustic Wilderness? That would be a really pretty green to add like a splatter color that doesn't necessarily have to be black, but a darker color, obviously, than the white and the gold for contrast. So that's something to think about too. So while we work on the next card, we're going to put him over to the side. Oh, this is when I found my fossilized amber, which I'm serious is one of the best golds. If you guys are like iffy about getting all the spritz colors, at least get fossilized amber. It's a perfect gold. And now to wipe down the table real quick, and then we'll move on to card number 2. So with this one, we're going to do the same thing. We'll tape up the back and then use our wet glue. It seems to be working better now, so I'm going to go ahead and get it in to the hand press. And then we'll put down the card front. All right, and then we're going to put the plaid piece kind of right in the middle. Maybe a little bit down. And my spacing, I look at the photo next to me. So a lot of times you'll see I leave that out because I'm looking to see how close to the actual image can I get just by looking at distance from the sides or from the top and the bottom to create the cluster that they have on the card. And these cards technically work as sketches, right? So if you like this particular setup, what you could do is a solid card base, which could be the flower paper. Then you cut a solid green to go right in the middle, and then another smaller strip of a third contrasting color, and boom, you have a card sketch. Do you see what I'm saying? These cards, even though they're pre-done, they can be a great jumping off point if you've never really dealt with looking at sketches and figuring out what to do with a sketch. Okay, so we're going ahead and gluing down our deer and our flower. And I think this flower nestles perfectly right in that little spot there next to the deer. So that's where we're going to put it. And then after that, we're going to grab the 2 hearts. And with the glue, we're going to go ahead and get those glued down. And there you go. So now we're going to grab the white and the fossilized amber. And we'll get those added on. And I don't know. I don't know that a lot of people do splatters all the time, but sometimes I just feel like my projects aren't done until I see the splatter. I can't explain it. I don't know why, but I have to have it sometimes. Sometimes if I just don't think it needs it, if I've got too much going on, then so be it. But most of the time, I gotta have it. All right, so I'm gonna wipe these down real quick. So that way we can clean up our splatter, and I can show you both of the cards. So at the very end, we are going to have close-ups of both of the cards. Again, I will also have the My Little Scrapbook Store links down at the bottom. So you can go to the website, you can get the app for your iPhone or your Android, and go ahead and shop these collections. You're not going to be disappointed with the cards that you make from a Simple Stories kit, and they make it so easy for you, I swear. This is a great thing to take to crops if you're going to live crops with groups. They're very easy to put together, and you'll have a lot of fun. So thank you guys again. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button, and I will see you with our next video.